Hello, family. This is me, Mary C., coming to you yet again with another video. And today I am going to walk you through what I do when I am pressure canning beans using the dry method. So I'm not soaking them beforehand. Pretty much what I am going to do is kind of walk you through um, the steps that I actually take to pressure can my beans. Today I'm going to pressure can pinto beans and black eyed peas. These are two of my favorites and two of my husband's favorites. And I am going to use two pressure canners at once, and this is a first for me. But I am going to do that so that it will cut my time in half. And that is going to be like a fantastic, wonderful thing because when you're canning, some of you know you can spend the whole entire day in the kitchen. So I'm going to use two canners today and get through my canning process to get through my canning process a little quicker. And here are my two lovely Presto canners, pressure canners. And what you're going to need today are your beans. Again, mine are pinto beans and black eyed peas. You're going to need your jars, your lids, your rims, a little bit of canning salt, and if I haven't said it already, you're going to need some beef broth. I use beef broth um, in mine. So you're going to get your canners all set up. I ended up putting in my water, and you're going to have to check your canner to make sure you know what level of water to put in your canners. Get your jars, make sure they're clean and sterilized. Get your beans out and make sure that you pick through your beans. Get anything out, and excuse my ashy hands here. I do a lot of dishwashing, and I use bleach, so I do bleach water. So excuse my hand. But here you're seeing rocks, and you're seeing little dirt, and you're seeing, the broken pieces of the beans. You want to get rid of those for the most part uh, to before you actually take them over to wash them. And I just use my old pizza tray there, and I just kind of go through them and pick them out and put the bad ones, to the side, and then I take the others over to the sink, the good ones over to the sink, as you'll see, in a little bit to wash them. So I just kind of wash, rinse them through real good. I don't do the soak. This is the dry method. I'm just cleaning them here, and then I measure out for a quart. I measure out about 1 cup of the beans. So 1 cup of the beans, and then I put in about what did I say? About a cup, or maybe a half a cup of the broth. You have to, do it what feels comfortable for you. And then I just pour them in the jar, the beans in the jar with the broth, and then I top it off with water. And for these quart jars, you're going to need to leave at least a 1 inch headspace, and that is to the, just put the make the liquid go to uh, the top level, or the lower level band on the jar. So there's my canning salt. And again, you'll see that the water level, or the mixture, the broth and water mixture, goes to that bottom layer. I don't go any higher than that. So it gives it that 1 inch headspace. And then you'll see here I am adding I added the debubbler here, and I'll show you just a little bit of what I'm doing here is to just go down along the sides of the jar to debubble it. Just make sure that there aren't any air bubbles in the jar. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the canning salt, and it is a half teaspoon of salt. And I don't normally fill it all the way up, so just a little. You don't want it too salty, and you can always season it after it's been pressure canned and you get ready to serve it. So you can season it then. And then, of course, we're going to use a little bit of the white vinegar, as always. And I use a paper towel here and squeeze it out a little bit. There's my vinegar. And then you just want to take and go around the top of the jar to make sure that it's clean. And again, you're going to be using your clean um, lid and rim that you have prepared ahead of time. And then you just want to finger uh, tighten the lid on. You've got that process all taken care of. Go ahead and add your jars to your canners. And again, I use my leftover vinegar, the white vinegar. I pour it into both of the canners. I use the white vinegar to avoid having the white film on our jars, on my jars while canning. So we're going to pressure can our beans for 90 minutes because we're using the quart-sized jars. I love canning. What's your favorite food to can? Let me know in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Now, with the pressure canning, we are going to work with a weight regulator. And for my altitude, I'm using the 10 pound. I probably said this already, but I'm using the 10 pound for my area. You're going to need to check your area to see what weight you're going to need. And that will go on the vent pipe. But what we want to do, and here's my weight regulator, we want to wait until that vent pipe has a steady stream of steam, say that fast 3 times, coming out of it, a steady stream of steam coming out for, and then we're going to time it, that pipe, that stream, for 10 minutes. And that's my gauge. It's starting out at 0. And as you can see, I have the temperature set at high between 6 and 7. However, you want to let that steam go out steadily. Then you're going to time it for 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes, then you will put the weight regulator on the canner slash vent pipe right there. And then you will start seeing the gauge, the little arm on the gauge will start lifting. When we get midway, like at 5, is when I will start tinkering with the controls of the stove, and eventually my happy place is between the 4 and medium, which is the 5. But I won't adjust it too much until after it hits that 5 section, that 5 level. And what we're doing is we're aiming for me in my area. You see, I've started shifting it here. I am aiming for a position between the 10 and the 11. That's my happy zone. Uh, when you get to your weight, the weight regulator will begin to dance, as you see it dancing there. And you want it to have that steady, level dance. Once you have reached your happy zone and your happy dance is happening and your gauge is pretty much set in the space that you want it to be, at that point, then you can go ahead and start your timing for your 90 minutes of processing. You're good to go at that point. Um, this is the result of all of our hard work. We have our quarts of pinto beans and black eyed peas, and we're happy campers. I hope you enjoyed this video. Excuse me, I hope it was helpful to you. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with your friends who you may think may be interested in canning and preserving their foods. Thanks for watching. Be blessed. Much love, everybody.